Hi. Hello, cutie patooties. Hi, lovely beans. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, sorry. Hi. How are all the cutest patooties doing today? Happy Thursday. Hello, hello. Let's see. Good evening, Gitso. Hello, Samari. Welcome in. You are indeed early. Or at least well, sort of. Like, this stream starts later than my normal stream because it's a bonus stream for Thursday. Normally, I start much earlier in the day, but today's a bonus day, so. But yes, Biotic, congratulations on your first, and Gitzo with the 100% K. Biotic with the 5. Oof. Rough. Also, hello, guys, La Bear. Hello, Mr. Bear. Just had an online parents' evening in this heat for my son. 5 minutes per teacher. It's like bloody. Oh, God, that sounds terrible. Ew. Ew, that sounds terrible. What the heck? Hi, Sokar. Whoa, 1% away from greatness. So close. Gitzo, thank you for the 20 stream streak. What the heck? I appreciate that, lovely. Thank you so much. And hi, Day. Welcome in with the 47% gay. And congrats on your second. First, second, and thirds are all over the place today. I'm still pretty sure yesterday, I don't think anyone ever redeemed first. No, wait. Did they? I'm trying to remember. I don't think anyone. Oh yeah, no, Soren redeemed first, like way later. That was it. But yes. Hi Beans, how is everybody doing today? Have you guys been having a good Thursday so far? Has the day been treating you well? Have you been up to much? I just finished eating my food, and it was phenomenal. And if you want to know what it was, I posted it in the Discord. Because it was just that good. Honestly, it was actually really tasty. I expected it to be nice, but I didn't think I'd get. I think next time I'm gonna need to make like a double portion just so I can have leftovers. Because I think everything is gonna get absolutely devoured. Yeah. The Bitcraft patch be good, but I shall say no more. We are going to dive into that in just a moment, but yes. It is pretty darn beautiful. There's some pretty fun things going on. We're gonna have some fun collectibles, new resources to gather. We've got new activities for our scholar and tailoring. Which I'm extremely excited for. As well as a new cosmetic. Like a new cosmetic slot. And then of course cosmetics to go in that slot. A whole bunch of stuff. I'm super hyped to dive in on it today. Yeah. Okay. Shall we, first things first, dive in and look at the patch notes, and then we will we'll yap our way through those, and then afterwards we'll get into the actual video gaming part. Sound good? Craving a vegetable penang from the local Thai for tonight. Ooh, that sounds tasty. What the heck? I don't think I've ever had one of those before. I haven't had a lot of Thai food in general. It's not as like big here. At least I don't usually see like Thai places around here much. Which is kind of sad, because I'd love to try it. I'm trying to think if I've ever tried Thai food. And I honestly don't know. I can't say for certain that I have. Okay. Let me grab our pH notes right here. Perfect. Okay. So we got the shores of summer. The third patch now. Connected to the summer event. And so first of all, we've got summer seasonal content that's been added, available until August 20th. Items obtained will persist after the event ends. There is now a chance to dig up a map leading to an ice chest when digging sand of any tier, except for beach sand. As well as while extracting from most tier 1 and 2 resources. I'm going to map towards the ice chest. The map leading to the ice chest allows you to activate a single-step prospecting activity that leads you to the ice chest. The new ice chest resource... The new ice chest resource that drops then will be able to drop you some various colored pool tubes and flippers, as well as occasionally dropping shells. Try to collect them all. So we got a bunch of new collectibles. The pool tubes are belts, and the flippers are shoes that you can use for decorating, and then the shells and the like, as shown here, can be used as decorations. Also, hi Doge, congratulations on 3rd. So, permanent content edition, Sand now drops shells as well, which can be built into displays to decorate your house or settlement. That's these ones over here that you can get from the sand. They've also added pineapple bush resources, drops pineapples which can be used to make sodas which provide a buff. There are also banana trees which drop bananas which can be used to make sodas. And packed ice which drops ice slush which is used to make popsicles. We're making sodas, and popsicles. And there's also the sand castle decorations, which can be built out of sand, which are just really cute. I love that. I'm so glad we can finally have our little sand castles on the beach, man. Banana. We can finally put them on pizza. Exactly. The next pizza. You heard it here first, chat. The next pizza is gonna be the pineapple pizza. We're gonna get the Hawaiian. The question is, which profession gets buffed by Hawaiian pizzas? So it would be like the pizza pie, right? So it would be the Hawaiian pizza pie. Now the question is, who gets crit rate from the Hawaiian pizza pie? Uncharted Isles Part 3, we now have this scholar activity, which is the Uncharted Ruin. Roomba has arrived here to research the ruins, which contain small details about some of the ancient factions. Scholars could help him with his research in exchange for doubloons or study journals. There are also rare knowledge scrolls which drop from this, which will give permanent stats, which is actually kind of crazy. Will also be obtainable from other sources outside of the Uncharted Isles in the future. So, I don't know what these stats are, but we got permanent stats we can gain. We're gonna probably see. I mean, the scholar activity is the one that I've been the most excited for. So we'll probably do a bunch of scholar today. I'll try out the tailoring first. But I'm not that big on Taylor, so like I'll try it out. We'll see what the loop is like, and then we'll probably just go all in on Scholar for the next couple hours after that. Speaking of the tailoring activity, the silk moth breeding grounds. Tailors can travel here to collect silk moths and breed them in the area to create silk. Silk can be exchanged for doubloons or turned into regular cloth. Sounds pretty nice, honestly. Yeah. I'm curious how good this loop will be for doubloons, because I think like tailoring for me, part of what like slows me down on it is that it takes so long to level up, because I just like you have to process so much and the projects are so slow. So like maybe I'll probably end up doing some of this if the experience and doubloons are decent. It might be worth doing. It looks pretty interesting. I'm assuming we'll probably get tier 3 cloth out of it if you change it into cloth. Then we've got a new cosmetic customization slot, which, bro, we've been sitting on this for like a week and I've been wanting to talk about it, and I'm so glad we can. It is the face accessory. Gonna continue to add more cosmetic content for this slot in the future. Alongside it, they've added 3 glasses which can be crafted from various glass obtained in-game. The round, ancient, and seaside reading glasses, which all just look really, like, these look really, really cute, and I love them so much. Absolutely adore them. They are so cute. Then, added a cosmetic customization slot for facial hair. No content exists in the game for this currently, but you may notice this in your Vault UI. I will expand on this in the future. It's just the prep work, essentially, for us to eventually have facial hair as well. So more customization. We love that. Added settings for an experimental background mode, which aims to let you continue to run the game when not focused on the window with less GPU overhead. This can be set to toggle automatically or manually. Now, this one, in particular, sounds really interesting to me, because I know a lot of people like to have the game on in the background, either when they're playing another game or doing something else on their computer. And particularly, if you want to have it up while you're playing another game, this like background mode might be really, really good. Because like I've had certain games where I just can't have Bitcraft on in the background because it's eating up too much of my GPU usage to function properly. So having the possibility of being able to like just run the game at like a less intensive form in the background, pretty solid. A good pizza, and I shall hear no bad mouthing of it. Honestly, I don't really hate pineapple on pizza. I don't particularly like it. Like I would not order one, but if somebody else ordered one, I'd eat it. Like I'm neutral on a pineapple pizza. My sister loves them though. Sandfish and sand dollars? Was that in this patch? No, those are the shells. Yeah, those are the decorative shells. We've added several metrics to investigate disconnections and have made some changes that may improve the issues. If you're still experiencing disconnections, please let us know. You can contact on Bitcraft. They've also added experimental language support for simplified and traditional Chinese, Russian, Polish, and Brazilian Portuguese. Very nice. Lastly, terraforming. There's a new terraforming thing. Terraforming can now drop items based on the distance terraformed from the natural state, and also added some new items for digging. So you can get the Motes of the Dig, a food that gives a 60-second buff that increases construction power, fairly common drop. Nice. You can get a Digging Crystal, which is a new trinket that gives construction power. This is insane. I know Panda with his Pandashire space program, I bet he's gonna be shooting in on those as soon as they drop. As soon as he can. And then an Offering to the Sky. It is a rare auto-collected knowledge drop that grants construction power. So basically, we've gotten a bunch of buffs to our construction power from that we can get while terraforming. So this isn't related to the Isles, this last thing. So don't worry if you are like, oh no, I need to do it before the Isles passes. This is completely separate content. And we got some changes. For Uncharted Isles balancing, they've increased the doubloons from selling salvage pirates weapons to 20 from 10. That feels a lot better. Increased the drop chance of map fragments from the smithing activity. Pirate map is now a single-step prospecting activity, leads directly to the resource. Increase the distance to compensate. Honestly, nice. I like this. This is really nice. It makes gathering all, like, using up all your pirate maps much, much nicer. And then fixed an issue where Tier 7 Rise was outputting a fraction of the intended amount. Nice. Time to build a road. Hi, Coco. Hi, Star. Damn, Star, 145. Coco with the 191. Damn, chat, you two are gay as heck today. Time to build roads. People were moaning about the maps I saw. Doesn't surprise me. People will moan about anything. Dino was doing 400 maps last night. Oh, the poor thing. Oh, gosh. Made some tweaks to the functionality and user experience of inventory focus. No longer considers deployable inventories that are out of range from the focus inventories and re-add them with low priority when entering range again. Ooh, okay. Change the border color to yellow for focused or considered inventories instead of making the header blue. Change the border color of hovered inventory pockets when dragging items to yellow to match the style of the border representing transfer destination. I think this will be able to see better once we actually get into the game. Initial interaction with wild beehives now gives more honey to streamline completion of the quest. Vault UI has been updated to fit better in the HUD while leaving your character visible. Thank God. Transfer and transfer all now works when moving items or cargo in and out of a trading stand and a market stall. Oh, thank heavens. That's amazing. Collecting exile capsules from foundries can now flow into nearby deployables, allowing for faster collection. Oh. Sand was changed to common rarity to reflect its usage and drop rate. Added map icons for several new buildings. Hermit Crab Den, Bootfish School, the Shipwreck, Uncharted Ruin. Basically all the Isles stuff. Then the Traveler Camp for the Recovery Chest, the Maker's Tree, and the Hexite Deposit. Fair enough. Fixed a permission issue with the fish statue and all others that preventing them from being interacted with in some cases. Fixed an issue when typing a message and contents would be remembered, but the channel would be reset. Oh, interesting. Fixed an issue that would cause your character to shrink when changing dimensions, going in and out of the house, enter buildings while mounted. No! No! Fixed a bug where Empire Prawns could sometimes be found floating without an owner. Oh no, I'm so sad. Our size bug! Why would you do this? This is evil. This is evil. I demand the ability to change my size at will. When I read that, I know. I take it as a personal offense that they would do this. Can't believe this. And then we've got some new premium sets. We've got a bunch of beach sets, the cabana outfits, which have no belts because they're designed to go with the floaties from the summer event. Fair enough. I mean, honestly, these look kind of cute. There's the two new crabs, Krusty and Claudia. And then there's new appearances, inflatable blue raft, inflatable pink raft. They've got the classic sunglasses, cat-eye sunglasses, aviator sunglasses, and swimming goggles as face accessories. And then beach decorations, arch lamp, table, rug, towels, which is cool. And umbrellas. So you can basically decorate your beach more. Val mentioned that they said they might add a shrinking potion during the dev stream. I imagine that they are going to add a way for people to be able to utilize that reduced size eventually. I would be genuinely shocked if they did it. Just because of like how universally loved the I'm actually surprised that of all the bugs that they chose to fix the UI, the shrinking one. But fair enough. But yeah, that's all the patches. That's all the thingies. So let's hop into the video game instead. And right away, out here on the beach of Lumithus Landing, You can already see the new UI thing, which honestly I think is really good. Because like you used to have this little like light up over here, right? Between the two inventories that were selected. Now you've got this nice border around, so it's pretty easy to tell, okay, now I'm working between these two inventories. Now I'm working between these two inventories. And there's even a slight... Is there a slight? No, there's not a slight color difference. But you still have the light up one for the one that you've clicked as your main inventory. So all in all, honestly, solid, I think. I think that's a pretty good job. Pretty clean. Alright. Let me collect the clipper. No more tiny. I know, man. Of all the bugs that they could choose to fix, why? Why would they fix the little guy bug? It was so nice being a little guy. A fair trade for the size bug fix? I refuse. No. I disagree. I disagree. I will go to war. Okay. I'm gonna quickly pick up all this rice that's been waiting to be harvested. Oh. Some salt has spawned on my rice. Oh, this is awkward. I guess we're just gonna quickly mine that away. But eyeglasses? But little guy. I can see? Yeah, but now all you get to see is everybody at a normal size. Imagine if you could see all the little guys. I'm honestly the thing that I think surprises me the most with the shrinking bug is there's so many other visual bugs that they specifically said they were leaving in because people liked them. But I don't quite understand why that's not the case for the shrinking. That's, I think, the thing that, like, confuses me a little. Right? Because, like, for example, the boat bug, right? The animation bug when you're in the boat, in the first seat of the clipper. That's a bug that people don't particularly, like, love or enjoy, or that, like, anyone's, like, talking about, oh, it's so fun when you swim instead of sitting in the boat. So why they went after the shrinking bug, but not that one, for example, is a bit strange to me. Or like the bug where you twist yourself in half when you're doing like when you're collecting your cart while you're carrying it. Like those are bugs that are like fun, but I know like at least for the cart one in particular, I remember Minch mentioning it in a stream that like they didn't fix that one because people liked it or thought it was funny. Yeah. I do agree. Alternate to the swimming bug, you hold on to the edge of the boat while swimming. The only person that would do that is you, Bionic, because you'd be yeeted out of the boat every time. Alright, let's put all the rice back down. And then let's go check the silk moth area first. I'm just standing in the silk moth area? Oh, hell yeah. I will come over to meet you in a moment, star. Wow, Reiji? Am I wrong? You're acting like I'm wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. This should be the last one. I think? Yeah. Okay. Rice is planted. Yeah, I need buckets. Get out of me buckets. Me buckets. Grab those as well. Grow all of these. And then those. Okay. We can put everything. Actually, I'll bring the rice back home. That's all that. Yep. Oh, look, someone's already put up all the direct decorations. That's cute. Oh, you can't actually interact with these. Oh, there. I say the string lights. Looks very cute. I bet Val's been busy. Oh. Wait, it's in the wall? Oh? Now that's interesting. Oh yeah, this one too. Interesting. Ah! Alright, what am I doing? Wait, I'll put all the side. We'll stop everything down and then we're good to go. Wow, right, do you remember we'll get live tubes? Exactly! You'll be fine. You'll have the tubes there to protect you. Trust the tube. Oh my god, look at all that sushi. Add a little bit of rice in there. We're gonna have so much straw. We're gonna be set for straw for life. Okay. Oh wait, leaving the timer does nothing? What do you mean leaving the timer does nothing? But I got some upgrades of things, just need a better conch. I did get some mythic flippers. Get you? Okay. Let me just grab. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, look, the maker's tree. Star, did you grab the maker's tree by any chance already? Oh, that's cool. I like that it actually has like the whole thingy. I've been making tier 4 fertilizers and so much fish. Oh yeah, no, go ahead. Like there's no way we're gonna use all of that on sushi. There's just too much to make. I think let me go run down wrong way. Run over to the maker's tree real quick. Yeah, but oh, you did before going up to the tailoring loop? Perfect. Thank you. Alright. Where is our tailoring loop? Can I see it on the map? Is it already in one of the areas I've unlocked? Doesn't look like it. I ask where the moths are, Star. Could you link them in the chat? Thank you. Oh. Oh my goodness. All the way up there? Yeesh. Alright. So, fun fact, I made my own claim, but I'm kind of burnt out from Bitcraft at the moment, so great timing. If, like, have you actually done anything with the claim, Gitzo, or did you only just place it down? Because if you've only placed it down, you could just deconstruct it again and then go back to it later when you're ready to play the game more again. I'm gonna teleport to Pompeii. Pompeii. That's a lot of crabs. Actually place some crafting stations and stuff. Well, you should for now. They last a good few days at least. Like a good week or two, I think. I can't remember how much time a basic claim lasts, as long as you don't expand it. So the claim itself should last decently long. Worst case scenario, if you add some of us to the claim, then one of us could go in and supply it if it's needed. The scholar is near Bikini Bottom. Damn, why didn't they put anything near us? That's so rude. Nah, Bikini Bottom's actually not too bad. And then they could have put it like right there though. That would have been so cool. That would have been so cool. And they wouldn't have to hate us. Okay. You mean I have to go all the way here? Oh, for the scholaring to Bikini Bottom? Yes. Or you have to come up here for tailoring. It's still at 6 days, I think, so it's fine for now. I just found it funny that after I placed the claim and put some stations there, I'm like, ugh, not now. No, that makes sense. To be fair, it is a lot of work putting together a claim. If we didn't have like this whole group, I probably wouldn't place down a claim myself. Like if I was a fully solo player, I would just have gone for a nomadic playstyle. Yeah. Just make sure to take your time, Bean. And like I said, if you need one of us to... God, I hate navigation bug. If you need one of us to look after the place for you for a bit, just shout. My packages. My packages. Go up to here. The silkworm breeding ground. I'm curious how many people are going to be there. Like, obviously right now there'll be a bunch of people because they want to try it out. But I'm curious how many people will actually be there after the initial, like, hype drops. You know? Because, like, at least in my experience, tailors seem to be very uncommon. I might need help with some stuff, like the fishing station. I can get it up to tier 3, though tier 5 would be good since Tally wanted to fish in that region. That's a big that's a big project to make a tier 5. Because you also have to actually research up to tier 5 before you do that. You can't just build a tier 5 station. Hello, Yurun. Welcome on in. How are you doing, Bean? How are you today? You can't just place it down, no. So the way stations and claims work is a claim needs to research to be able to work at a certain tier. That's why. So when I was like, I'm sure you've heard it a few times now, but when I've been saying like claims are a lot of work for one person to do alone, that's why. Building the stations isn't really anything. It's the research. Because as you go up, so here, let me pull up the... So as you go through your claim, you've got the research tiers here. Each tier has to be unlocked in order to be able to even then research the specifics of that tier. So for example, to do a tier 3 stations, your claim will start at tier 2. In order to do tier 3 stations, you're going to need to spend 1 novice codex and 1500 supplies to unlock tier 3 of the claim. And then you're either going to need to do 9 more novice codex and 4,500 supplies to get tier 3 township, which unlocks tier 3 for all the stations. Or you can turn these codexes into outpost research if you only want to get like specific tiers or specific professions for a claim. And then as you go up in tiers, the supply cost increases and the number of codexes of a higher tier also increases. So for example, here for tier 3, it was just 1 tier 2 codex. Now it's 3 tier 3 codexes. And then township was 9 tier 2s here. It's 12 tier 3s here. Then to go up to 5, you need 3 tier 4s, and then 17 tier 4s, so on and so forth. This is why I was like saying earlier, or why I always say, like, setting up a claim is not easy. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's something you need to like dig into properly before jumping on the idea. Well, fuck me, I guess. So it was doomed from the start? No, not necessarily. The question was what you wanted to do with it, right? That's why, like, when you first said that you were thinking of trying to set up a claim, I was asking, like, what do you want to do with that claim? Because it's completely possible to make your own claim or to manage a claim and whatnot. But you need to think about what exactly you want to do with it. So like trying to make a outpost specifically for fishing, for example, it wouldn't be too hard to just set up the fishing stuff, right? Just do the specific research. Like it'll still take a decent amount of time, but you'd have like making just outpost research to get only a fishing station at tier 5 there. That's something we could plausibly do. We did that before making an outpost for like our mining stuff. We could theoretically make an outpost specifically for fishing. But it's not something you would be able to do like as a quick little thing. Like it would take a decent amount of gathering, etc, etc. Even our mining outpost is still... Yeah, our mining outpost is still tier 2 because it doesn't need to be higher. Theoretically, if we end up like really wanting it to be higher tier so that we can do the... so we can process more at the same time, that's an upgrade we could eventually work towards, but I don't think it's one that's really necessary. Of course, I frickin' landed on the wrong side of the river. Classic. Classic me moment. Hi Zephyr. If you do claim plus township, it increases by... Yeah, exactly. Claim plus township increases by 5 codexes each tier. And it's cheaper to do township than it is to do all the individual outpost researches as well. Alright, we're here. Hey, there's a couple people here. We got Doodler. Crabby. Darn. There's a couple peeps. Walk into here real quick. Collect a teleport. Okay. That. Oh, here we got a little silk moth swarm. I guess we start off gathering from them. Uncharted silk moth male. How much tailoring XP? Only 11? I guess it's actually like the silk moths themselves that will give more. Okay, we got a male and a female. A male silk moth, while you have this and a female in your inventory, right click this and click pair up to create a breeding pair. Alright, we can pair up 2 of them. We got 2 breeding pairs. Place it near a silk moth breeding ground to let them build cocoons that you can harvest for silk. Okay. Hop over here. Okay. Got 3 minutes. Can I put them next to each other? Oh, you can? Oh, that's sick. Alright. Let's keep gathering then. And you're gonna get 1 silk moth per thing. It looks like it. Okay. Just like an outpost for some stuff we ain't have near the capital. Yeah, we can look into what we can do with that. We'll need to do a bit of looking, because basically the idea when it comes, because we're like a smaller group and we've got a bit more limited resources, is setting up outposts in places where there aren't already like stations or things that we can use, right? Like we've got our tier 2 outpost near us because that gives us a better supply of tier 2 stuff that we can more easily gather. That's also close to us. Generally in the Rocky Gardens, there's a lot of outposts from what's it called? Umbilica. That sort out most of the resources around there. Okay, wait. That's just next to a tier 2 mine. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It only needs to be tier 2 for the mine, but it could be higher tier if we want to process higher quantities of ore at the same time. I think I have some spare tier 3. Ow. Spare tier 3 research for individual crafting stations in an outpost. In the storage hut, if I remember correctly. Sounds like it should give taming experience. Nah. They're just silk moths. There's no taming involved. To make the cloth, bear in mind in your person it doesn't stack. I can always grab my cart. How come sometimes they just disappear? Do they just automatically move around? Sometimes they disappear before I get anything out of them. Or is it just every time, every tick that has a chance to, like, despawn them? Come on now, give me something. Oh. Alright, what happens when I grab you? Ah, uncharted silk thread. Shrouded from a silk moth cocoon, these can be converted into silk cloth at the overgrown ancient loom nearby. The cloth gives you 150 doubloons. Oh my lord. How much of this do you need for one cloth? 50. Okay. Well, no, now that makes a lot more sense. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to pair up. It stacks in the burb. They intend to fix the stacking thing. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Not sure why it doesn't in-person inventory. Well, yeah, it's a bug. That makes a lot more sense. At least we can now just make a nice big bundle of, Are you running? Let me get all my things down. So, found a magic conch. Oh no. Someone in another stream accidentally called it a cooch. The magic cooch. But of course. They seem to like spawn for a limited amount of time in a spot and then disappear. Did they just reappear in the same spot afterwards? Let's see. Yeah, I think flashing lights. Yeah, I'm noticing. Okay. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but like maybe if it had a timer on it that like we could see that they were about to despawn. So I just know where they spawn and wait there. Yeah. I think it would be nice if they showed how often, like how long it would last. Of the magic. Wish I could make beach tiles near our base. We can. I'm gonna go ham. Odd. Biotic's got in all the decoration stuff. A paving. Since when have we had hay paving? I don't remember this. Which one added the hay paving? Beach everywhere. Yeah. They gave us the ability to make beaches. Wow. They gave us... That was the previous patch. Before this one. Oh shit. So we will get ourselves a beach built at the municipality eventually. When we get back. Gonna need a look, because we'll probably have to do some reworking or redesigning to make a nice spot for it. Like, the thing that I'm thinking we could potentially do is if we take the road away that's combining the... that's, like, splitting the orchard and the farm, then move the orchard stuff, like expand the farm a little bit over that road. Move the orchard stuff into the farm, and then the area where the orchard currently is could turn into like a beach. Maybe. A little beach space next to the dock or something. This isn't too bad though. It's a good amount of experience that you're getting. I'm impressed by. 50 something per tick. That's a solid amount of experience.
Casual farming, casual hydrate.
Alright, chat. You heard this pendant. If I have to hydrate, so do you see we're doing some water, right? Meow. Or else. And then we do a nice big stretch. There we go. Oh, that was a nice stretch. Thank you, Star. Okay. I don't know how I don't dislike it. And it's definitely giving a decent amount of experience. I don't know if it's for me, though. I think I'm gonna try the scholarly and stuff. You get more from the loom? Okay, I'll try the loom out before I obviously, yeah, I need to try the loom out to finish it off. You ate a pie? Oh, yeah. No, of course. Yeah, eating pie and everything's gonna help with the experience. That's what I did with, like, the boots as well, for example. Do I have my... I do have my book on. Okay. Yeah, let's see how much we get from the loom as well. I think experience-wise, it's still... Even this already is pretty decent. Okay. We got a map fragment. Okay, that's not too bad. A couple thousand. Yeah. Okay. Wait, sold to the twins? No! Oh, that's evil. That's evil. We don't have twins, no. We need to go get a pair of twins, I guess. That is pretty funny. Pair these two up. And then I'll wait out this last bit of cloth and then I've gotten like my vibe for it at least. Okay. Oh, speaking of, I never actually swapped. They fixed the hair thing, right? Oh, this is so much nicer. Oh, look how much prettier the vault looks. Look at that. Facial hair. Face accessories with nothing on it yet. Beautiful. There's a Twins and Squirrel Casino and up northeast of here. Oh yeah, I'm sure there are other places with twins. Yeah, honestly, I assume like this place will probably get a twins. Oh, it already has a twins right here. There's already a pair of twins there. Hi, Corn. Hello, hello. How is Corn doing? Oh yeah, I forgot to buy the hairstyles. There you go. Yeah, not a bad loop. Not a bad loop for doubloons. All in all. Good enough. Let me... Oh. That fantabulous long hair. What's the medium shot? I'll take the long hair. I love that this is long. And it's like, this is what they call a long hair. Meanwhile, this is the length of mine after I've cut it to like less than half of what it was before. It's funny how like your concept of what is and isn't long hair. Because like, remember when I came back from my haircut and I was like, oh my god, my hair is so short now. Meanwhile, it's like this length. Because like conceptually for me, the long hair goes all the way down to the booty.
Our senator is cleaning up after the haircut.
There we go. But I just woke up from a nap, a much longer nap than I intended to take. So obviously I woke up thinking I was in a completely different timeline. My hair was messy. My eyes were frog blinking. And I was just like, what year is it? It's a great nap. 10 out of 10. Perfect. Sounds like a phenomenal experience, Corn. Oh no! Oh, not the 25. Oof. That's rough, Bean. That's rough. What you all been up to today, lovely? You know, that just means I'm only 25% awake. Ah, I see, I see. I can only give you 25% gay. You know what? Fair. That's a fair excuse, honestly. Yeah. You're doing with the 73. Best score this week, has it? I thought you had higher than a 73. I thought you had like a 90 at the start of the week, didn't you? Huh. I guess I'm hallucinating. Alright. Let's turn this last bit of cloth. Okay. And we'll go sell it to the twinsies. And then I'm gonna teleport back. Here, Star, you can have my last bits of cloth. My last threads. There is, yes, the tailoring loop was added today, Corn. Alright, accept my trade request. Thank you. They added the tailoring loop today. So it's all the way up here in the north. In the north of the Isles, you gotta go all the way up to there. I don't dislike it. I don't think I'm particularly... Again, I'm just not that interested in tailoring, I think is the bigger thing for me. Got a couple of tubes from chests. And pink flippers, now time to craft my clipper. Hell yeah, day. Okay, let me get you... I gotta go to the tailoring loop. Yep. You know the bit outside the wall, which is just grass? That's sand now. Biotic. Please don't just go around. Okay. Whatever. Take a screenshot of my current hoarder strips. Nice. Luckily I have the teleport area unlocked, at least I believe, since I recently joined the giant as fuck fleet for the sailing loop. Let's go. Let me grab a couple piesies as well for the scholar loop. And go take a look-see by Bikini Bottom. The sailing loop is very fun. Oh, it is. I love the sailing loop. It's a really good addition. It was overall just a brilliant idea, and I really hope that the base game sailing becomes the same. So we also just get the devs themselves seem to be pretty receptive to the idea. Of changing, like, the base game stuff into the same loop as how the Isles one works. So hopefully when the Isles eventually goes away... Does not... No, it does not. Pillar shaping does not refund when you remove it. That's why you need to be very intentional with where you decide to do your pillar shaping. Because you're not going to get any of it back. Oh, there's a maker's tree here. I can finally start unlocking this area a little bit. Okay, so... It's worth the 2 sand piles I'm... Of course not, it's on... Not on... I don't think you even... I don't believe that pillar shaping refunds even if it's within your claimed area. So like normal tiles, like flooring tiles, will refund when you're within the area of your claim. I believe pillar shaping never refund. I could be wrong. Goodness. Zoom! Suddenly. Oh. Oh no, I'm moving too fast and I didn't unlock the tile. There we go. Don't make the same mistake as me, chat. Don't go too fast. Yeah, there's no refund for pillow shaping. I didn't think so. I was pretty sure it never refunds. A little confused. Whoa! Whoa. Is it up this way? We'll find it eventually. We'll just do our exploration. At least now I'm getting some of the map exploration that I've been slacking on. The map lied to me that there was a gap here. It was partially inside. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Pillar shaping never refunds. That's why you gotta think about where you want to put it. Especially because a lot of pillar shaping is decently expensive. Compared to like normal tiles and stuff. Oh, I thought you said it was near Bikini Bottom. Leave me alone. North. Oh my god. Stop being annoying. Go away. Bro, there are so many sketches. If? Pillar, like terraforming pillar? No, the pillars are like the big hexes. So these big hexes over here that you see with the blue outlines on them. You can choose to shape how those look. Instead of just putting like floor tiles on top of them, you can actually change the appearance of the entire pillar. And that's pillar shaping. So, for example, if you look at like the housing district in the municipality, how there's that like stone pillar, like the ground is all stone around it, that's pillar shaping. Same with like around the teleporting area. And the docks, which has that like wooden pillar, or that like wooden kind of appearance to it, that's also pillar shaping. Basically, it allows you to change the appearance of the entire, large tile. That's a sketchy situation, I know, right? It lets you change the appearance of the entire tile, and it affects the sides of it and everything. So it can be really nice for decorative stuff. Oh. I think I know where I need to go. Yeah, I see it. I saw squirrels. Also, hi, Ruby. How is Ruby doing today? I was cutie patootie. I did say north of Bikini Bottom. Basically on the other side of the island. First you said near Bikini Bottom. In my defense. Alright. Let us see. We've got Roomba's spare ink. Roomba's parchment. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So you get a kit. That's a research documents deposit. Okay. I get you. Okay, so this works kind of similarly to the smithing loot. Oh, and then you gotta bring it to the two different deposits depending on which research you get out of it. Okay. Okay. But that's not too bad. How much experience are we getting? But you only get experience when you deposit it. How much do we get on deposit? 280. Hmm. Oh, there's another one there. Portals. I don't think we've gotten that yet. Ah! Would you look at that right as I called it out? Yeah, it's not too bad, honestly. I don't like it. It's a nice, easy loop. Very active. Is this the only thing that gives experience? Are those jumps here? I mean, I guess it's still 280 experience for like a few seconds. And we got the proficient study journals. This one looks like pain? No, I wouldn't say that. Each scroll is worth 8 doubloons, or 50 can be made into a tier 4 journal page. I'm personally collecting pages. Yeah, 8 doubloons. I don't know if 8 doubloons feels worthwhile. I feel like... Oh, I see. So you also get a bunch of experience from prepping this up. With the parchment. Let's see. Okay. So part of your experience gain is like restocking the I get you. Okay, that makes it a bit better. Because I was going to say the experience gain feels kind of low, but now if you add in that prep as well, it's not too bad. I wouldn't say this is the best. I feel like these chests are also slightly too far away. Like, I can't find a nice angle where I can see everything. To easily click on it all. Maybe like here. Hey. And then I'm assuming whenever we hand these in, get the chance for the permanent stat increases. Boop. Or is it whenever we make them? One of the two. Boop. Hi, Pendris. Hydrate, Boop. Oh, we already have a hydrate. How's Pendris, though? 63 is a solid result. Sadly, the kitchen started getting flooded again. Oh no, Ruby. Sorry, lovely. That sucks. Oh wait, there was something... Yeah, 8 doubloons for a scroll does not feel that worthwhile to me. You get experience when you add the parchment ink to the table to restart. Yeah, I see that. That's a lot better. Yeah, the experience gains there is much, much nicer. Awful. Each scroll has a chance at a knowledge reward that gives a small boost. One of them is +2 energy. Yeah, I saw there were a couple of knowledges that you could get. The bright side is, like, if you don't like this loop, you don't have to do this loop to get the knowledge. You'll be able, like, those upgrades will come in a different form later. This is just a way to get them ahead of time. Which, honestly, is nice. I think that's good. They've made this loop interesting. And I think something like this... Again, like, having in the base game ways for multiple professions to benefit each other, with, like, giving people permanent stat increases and stuff, I think is a really good idea. Okay, now I've got the experience pie on. Let's see. 92, not bad. So the proper one, we'd be able to go, Honestly, every day is unique. I know you like to challenge me. Oh. Just finished Pirates with Peeps? Oh, hell yeah. Thank you for the hydrate, Pendris. Alright, chat. 5 to hydrate, so do you better drink some water, right? Meow! Oh, 10% gaze F. That's unfortunate. You know, sometimes you just don't have a very gay day, you know? It knows nothing about me. Maybe, you know, maybe you're just not feeling that gay today, and that's okay. Sometimes we have our off gays, you know? Our vagations. When the gay needs a little bit of a break, put it on vagation. Wed. Yeah, I kind of wish these chests were like 1 or 2 hexes closer, though. I just noticed you haven't touched the tip of the island. Yeah, of course not. Because we don't need to build anything there yet. Because we don't have any of the cool structures I'm waiting for before we can build on that part of the island. That, and yeah, it would cost a lot of supply drain. Considering we don't have anything to put there yet. We're gonna have something there eventually. Oh, yeah. The big house? No, we already got the big house. Fair, maybe I'm saving the game for my cruise in September. Exactly. Exactly. It's a game launching on the first try. That's crazy. What is this? What is this witchcraft? What strange witchcraft have you been performing here today? Born. I don't dislike this loop. Again, I feel like the one thing that I kind of wish... What I liked about the pirate loop... Or not the pirate, sorry. Yeah, what I liked about the pirate weapons loop, the smithing loop, was that you could click everything within range. Very easily. Like, everything was nicely within camera range, no matter where you went. I don't like that this is not. Like, I keep having to make multiple clicks sometimes in order to actually do certain things. Like, if I run to that one, then the desk is out of visible distance again. Smithing loop can repeat though on the same weapon. Scholar loop's kind of one and done. It is. But, like, for example, here. What I don't like is with my camera at this angle, when I go out to this one, now I have to click here to go back and then click there to go. And there's maybe from this angle? No, because at this angle you can't see that properly. There's just not one nice angle to make it feel like a smooth experience. Because then at this angle, that one's not visible. Like, I'm not expecting it all to be immediately next to each other, right? And not like the smithing loop bit. However, I think for the ease of the user experience, it's nicer if everything is within, like, one camera radius for the entire loop. Because I'm already zoomed out at max. Right? Like, I guess technically, maybe if I did it like this. But, like, this feels... No, even then I can't see it all. Yeah, there's, like, no situation where you aren't gonna have to do a bunch of extra clicks. When you convert the study kit at the monument, play with your camera. I have it where I can see each chest from it and table in view when I make it back. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can. There are situations where you can have each of them in view. But for example, if I turn it like this, then I can see all the chests, but then I can't see that one very nice. If I go like at this angle, I can see all the chests, but then when I get to this chest, I can't see that desk, and I have to click first back to here, then back to the... It's not a major issue. Like, I'm not describing this as like, oh, this completely breaks it and it's not worth playing. But it is like a minor annoyance type thing that I feel like could be avoided just by making it slightly more compact. Again, not as compact as the smithing stuff, But it doesn't need to be as spread out as it is right now. Especially if you're like expecting people to do this a bunch. Like if you have to find one specific camera angle, like if there's only one specific camera angle that, Uncharted researched the Future Makers. Accepting the coming end, the Future Makers sought only to preserve some form of societal life upon the planet. They desperately searched for a way to make sure a part of them carried on to care for the world they so loved. Are we getting lore? Excuse me? Excuse me? Was that just lore? We're getting lore times. Oh, chat, it's so over. It's so over. We got lore. Your boy got lore! Oh, it's all over from here. I'm at a slant looking west-northwest, but I see your point. I can only see them all from this one camera angle. Yeah, that's my, like, the issue. I think if you can only cover the entire area with a single camera angle, you kinda already lost in my eyes. Again, it's not like a game-breaking problem, right? But I think it's a minor, like, user experience thing that when it is thought about, you'll notice it. When it's not thought about, you might not necessarily know. Lore! Now you need to find the other 2 lore drops. Spoilers! Spoilers? Let me be excited about my lore, damn it! Hey, are you in there? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gonna feel it now. Corner of the sky. The sky. Sin's using the pirate voice. Pirate. The pirate, I hope you know. I thought it was just me making sense with there being 3 chests / factions. I didn't mean to spoil. You sure could be. I'm just teasing. Don't worry. If I was actually upset, I would say so. Don't worry. There's a different inflection in my voice when I'm actually upset. A second rare bird, nice. Nice, Biotic. Try to get a mythic. I'm stuck at legendary. Mythics are, I believe, a 42% chance when you're breeding 2 legendaries. So good luck.
Yes, you know he is mad when he sounds very, very sassy.
Listen, I can't help it that I'm a sassy cat, okay?
Firaxis.
Yes, yes. Your name was Firaxis, then you'd get to enjoy my rage. Yeah, let me just gobble up a few more of these now in the last couple seconds. I will say, as a concept, I do like the idea of being able to uncover like lore notes and stuff like that just through like normal gameplay loops. However, this is a big one. I do hope like this is more of a proof of concept of the idea of finding lore while doing a normal gameplay loop and not actually giving you like they're not actually going to be putting relevant lore in seasonal events. Obviously, if it's a repeating, obviously you've already got the benefit that it's a repeating event, so it's not as big of an issue. But I know, like, locking actual lore behind, like, seasonal events was, like, one of the reasons why I stopped playing Genshin Impact. It's not fun for people that really like lore for there to be situations where there's lore that you will quite literally just never get to see. It can be very demotivating. So while this was like a tiny little like excerpt, and I'm assuming it's more of a proof of concept than actual like lore, I do hope they don't try to tie lore behind events. Or at least make the lore accessible after the events pass away. Right? As long as the lore isn't locked behind you having to have been there for the event, I'm okay with it. All cats are sassy. This is true. This is also a fact. How long have we been here now? Because, like, I feel like... I don't think we've been busy for an hour yet, have we? And we're almost at 800 doubloons, which is not too bad. I also like that there's already that they put a Roomba here already. Someone did. I love how quick like so many of the Bitcraft players are. Like there's already a claim with a pair of twins at the cloth making area. There's already a Roomba here. Player base is speedy. Not even RuneScape would do this. Then again, I think it does. Some little dungeon near the arcade. What? What are you on about, Bio? That would be mean. Genshin level mean? Exactly. That was like one of the things that put me off Genshin so much. I was always... Wait. I was always a little salty about Living Seasons in Guild Wars 2. They did stop eventually. I think there's now a way to watch a catch-up, but yeah. Like, I understand the idea, right? Of especially like the Living Seasons in Guild Wars 2, where it was like, the world changes. And then, you were either there for it when it happened or you weren't. But I think the problem that you can have, and you have to be really careful with that, is you don't want your players to feel locked out. Because at that point, especially when it's like people that are super into lore, when you feel like you're locked out of the lore and you're not getting the complete picture, you just kind of lose the desire to engage with the medium. Finally 0.1% of the way through my Scholar Loop goal. Oof. Oof. The never-ending grind. I like this though. You get a good amount of experience out of it all. Oh, we need the ink. Ink. Right, so are the lore ones also the stat increasers? If I can get 700,000 of the scrolls, then I won't have to touch tier 1 through 4 journals ever again. Oh my goodness. Good luck. I'm confused now. What is the Future Makers? It's just lore, right? Or does this one also give a stat? Is this separate from the stats? Or is this connected to the stat? That one I'm confused with. Because if this is the ones that are related to the stats, then they definitely could, explicitly say what stat it's supposed to be giving. Let me check. Do I have any stats that are different looking? Minus 2% crafting. Huh? Oh, because I have you on. I was wondering why it was minus 2. The lower knowledge gives a small boost. One gives 8 strength. One gives 0.1% crafting boost. Plus 2 teleport cap. Yeah. It should actually, like, say that, then. Like, I get that they're small boosts, but... especially if they're small boosts, no one's gonna notice if it doesn't tell them that they're getting it. Like, I genuinely thought that was just random-ass lore. Which I wouldn't have had a problem with, to be honest, by the way. I would be completely fine with them just giving me random-ass lore while collecting. But they don't show it on the knowledge. Yeah, that, I think, needs to get adjusted very quickly. Like, now, even knowing which 3 stats I should be looking at, I have no idea which stat I actually got an increase to. I'm gonna assume, since they're the future makers, that the future makers are probably the crafting boost. The immortals are probably the strength, also because they're red, which generally gets aligned with combat stuff. And then Star Seekers, I'm assuming, is the teleport energy. That could be very off, though. I agree, those small amounts can be easily overlooked. Yeah, and it gives you a better idea of, like, oh, you know, what I'm doing. Boop. I believe you're right, but I had all 3 before I knew they gave boosts, so I have no idea. That's fair, that's fair. I don't... it's also hard to tell, because, like, for example, my strength is already pretty high. I don't see a 0. Yeah, because I've got plus 8% from... does it even show a 0.1 on the crafting speed? Can you even see that stat difference? The only one that most people can probably notice is TP cap. Yeah. I know I didn't get the TP cap from it. Could do if you hover over the professions or something. No, it shows your crafting speed right here. All professions, crafting speed. Right there. You can get your crits and then your additional speed bonuses that are unique per profession are there. But this should be general crafting speed. But I also didn't get teleport energy, so then maybe it was the strength that I got, but I can't see all the strength boosts. But I don't see any fractional boosts here in gathering or any of the speeds. Which I feel like, if I'm looking at all these stats here, I definitely should have a fractional gathering speed as well, but I think it just rounds it off. Yeah, I think, yeah, look. For each of the equipment pieces as well here, it just rounds them up. My strength is 10 minus my weapon. Yeah, that's because you did the sketch. There's a lot of things that give bonus strength from the dungeons. Sentinel also gives strength. Sketch, I believe, gives you 10. I think Sentinel gives you... Oh, God. Dungeon knowledge. No, that's 30 armor. 5, sorry, Ancient Chitin is 5. That was it. Then... the Sentinel gives you another 10. That says, yeah, all the other knowledge says. That's why I was pointing out that this knowledge doesn't say what it is. Because it's uniquely different from all the other knowledge that we get. The fact that it, like, stands out from everything else. I do like this loop, though. Again, I think it would be slightly nicer if it was a little bit closer together. And it would be nice if the lore told us, you know, the knowledge told us what it gave us. But otherwise, I think overall, this is a fun loop. And I especially like the idea of being able to do Scholar in a fixed location. If this gives 5, no, this gives 2 strength. And I already have... My excess strength is higher than yours because I've got the Skitch, the Sentinel, and the Spider's strength buffs. I might have gotten the 2, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think I should be on 2. How much do you give? Equip. No, I'm on 35. Yeah. So that's Spider, Skitch, and Sentinel. Unequipping didn't drop the stat for me? Rude. What? What do you mean, Biotic? What do you mean? Hi, Eek. Hello, hello. Big man, what's happening? I am inscribing runes onto pieces of paper and learning how to be better at being smart as a result. How you doing today, Eek? Now, visually, I have some bugs with equipping stuff. Biotic, I think you just broke your game. Boop, boop. What have you been up to, Bean? You're going alright? 57%. Not bad, not bad. I have the dodgy files, apparently. Or the files, or you make the files dodgy. Perhaps it's just your presence, you know? Have you ever thought that you're the problem? No, I'm sorry. My gay has stagnated. It's okay. You can improve the gay eventually. Don't worry. You just gotta get your gay up, you know? Or down, depending on, you know, how you like your gay. What? Rude. I turned it all into beach tiles. I'd expect nothing less from you. Don't worry. I'm the problem? You could never be a problem, bro. You could quite literally never be a problem.
May 1,000 Firaxis DLCS rain upon you.
Damn. Damn, Biotic, you went there. That's kinda crazy. That's kinda crazy. Oh no, Necro! Not like this. God. Yeah, can we get one like for Necro? One like means one gay for our poor little 0% gay boy over there. I might be homophobic and want my gay to be low, like Necro. Oof. Oof. It's okay, Necro. I can make you gay again, don't worry. That's my superpower, Chan. I can make anyone gay. At least somebody's lower than me. Oh, I've been toying with my PC. I switched to Linux some months ago, but I haven't had the time to tinker with and customize it until now. It's pretty fun, learning a lot, and it takes some fun, but it's fun. Fair? Hey. I know,
Can I film that for National Geographic's? I mean what?
And here we have two wild gays. Their natural habitat. The Starbucks. Gays do not naturally procreate in the wild, but they need to convert non-gays into gays in a somewhat parasitic behavior. This process is also entirely unreversible. Why did I say unreversible as opposed to irreversible? It's because gays do not understand grammar. Or the
Cat boy
English
said
language.
boykin.
But Eek, you should poke Sluggy if you're interested in Linux, because I know he switched to Linux a while ago. So you could geek out with him about Linux stuff if you want to. I know absolutely nothing about it, so I can't help you here. But I'll smile and say good job. So good job. Set gay 100. Don't look at me. Hey, whatever you're into, Necro. I can look away if you prefer. What? Take some time, but yeah, I realize what you meant. Brain's not what it used to be. It's okay. The old age comes for us all, Bean. Comes for us all. Chance, yeah, I don't really need help. I'm just sitting with it.
Gay me
Oh,
not.
that's fair.
Gay me yes. Gay me not. Fuck.
And here we see the flick with the hip. That means that he's open for fun. I mean bumper cars by that.
Oh, God. Man, TTS was the best decision I've ever made. TTS was the best decision ever made when it comes to this stream. How glorious. Oh, dear. Listen. I feel like bumper cars is for everyone. Who doesn't like ramming into their homies from time to time, you know? You can do it roughly, you can do it calmly, you can do a soft little nudge side to side, or you can just like smash them into the wall. It's entirely up to the vibe, you know? And I think that's beautiful. More friends should be down to smash each other into the walls. You know? Yeah, 10 hours of streaming. My network died? Oh no, Necro! Oh, Bean. I'm sorry to hear that, lovely.
It's not gay if you don't make eye contact.
This is correct. However, you can make eye contact. As long as you're wearing socks, then it's still not gay.
AD and keep your socks on.
Damn, Rocket Dog. Of all the of all the TTSs that I would expect to censor, goddamn, Rocket was not one of them. Damn it, Sen. I'm sorry, Gitzo. I'm just too well versed in the lore, you know? I'm just too eager to share my knowledge. Good. I'm glad you're taking notes, Dave. This will be on the exam, by the way, chat. This will be on the exam, so I hope you are prepared. You better be studying. Learning so much today. Were you expecting any different? This is a place of learning, often. I'm just gonna gather all the lore. I feel like these should also give a little bit of experience. Kinda in the same way that, like, all the ticks were giving experience while gathering the bugs and stuff. I feel like it would make sense if each step in this process also gave experience. It feels kind of weird that it doesn't. Like, I wouldn't give it a lot of experience. I'd give it just like a small tick, kind of in the same way that like collecting the bugs only gave 11 tailoring experience. But I think doing something similar here would be... It would be a nice little addition considering how many of these you're gonna be picking up. Bill? We've gone for about an hour of this now. And we've gotten over 200 scrolls, which is not bad. Butter? You gonna... What the heck? That was weird. Yeah, it doesn't want to go back to the desk when I'm clicking on that chest. It seems to work fine on the other ones, though. If I do the Star Seeker. Yeah, then I can go back. For some reason, when you click on the stars on the desk right after the let me see, Immortal? Yeah. So it's just when you click on the Future Maker's chest, and then you try to click back on the desk, for some reason it gets you stuck on the chest instead, and just doesn't go back until you click on the ground. Okay. Next time that happens, I'll take a little clip of it. There we go. We hand it in here. And then, yeah, when you click back onto the desk, look, it just bugs out. You're just stuck. I'm repeatedly clicking the desk and nothing's happening. But as soon as I click here and then click the desk, then we're fine. So as long as this one's selected, you just kind of stay stuck on there for some reason. Okay. Weird bug, I'm not encountering the same in R3. Interesting. I wonder if it's something to do with the specific place, like the specific one placed down.
That looks like a lander on the ground. Half-Life 3 confirmed, ...
Rocket is the weirdest TTS of them all, man. I don't understand. The Rocket one always does the weirdest, like, interpretation. You get an ellipsis, but then Rocket goes, ... He sees the first one as a full stop, and then the other two as a ... The Rocket's such a weird TTS. Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder if it's just like a specific one to here. I'll try relogging in a moment and see if that gives me the same problem. Either way, I'm gonna report it to them just in case. Maybe the cart gets in the way? The cart. Oh. You mean that cart over there? I'm not clicking on the cart though, because I am seeing this one highlighted. So maybe it causes a weird interaction. It's not my cart though. That, and I would assume that if the cart is causing an issue, it would cause an issue with the other ones. But look, if I use there, if I click from there, it goes fine. It's only this one that it stays stuck on. And I think what's happening, because like here, this one, the little button over there lights up when you're heading towards a resource. So for some reason, the future maker here stays triggered when you click on the next one, and then it lights up saying that you're walking towards the resource, even though, you know, you're not, because it's triggering on this one for some reason still. I know. I'll just report it to them and to them directly and see if they can figure it out. I'm just here to find the bugs and tell them about them. Here, because look. Out of curiosity, does this disappear? Now? Even when I click on it now, after it's disappeared, it still stays the same, yeah. So either something's like fucking with the pathing. But what's interesting is like, here, look. When I click on it there, now that one lights up as if I'm moving. Yeah. I'm very confused. As if I can like re-trigger that. Yeah. Weird. For some reason the pathing just breaks between these two. And of course now I'm just gonna keep getting this one. I wonder if they did that intentionally though. The lambda. The lambda. I doubt it was accidental. Someone snuck that in there. Oop. Ow. So many. I probably won't be selling these though. At least at the start. Because I'm not sure if I think 8 is worth it. So I'll probably hold on. Oh, sorry. I'll probably hold on to them for a bit to see if the pricing changes. The doubloons value. The ruin looks really good. Thank you, Ruby. Another one here. Lots of them around us. What do you need? Parchments are already almost done. Let's grab a few ink. Yeah. Wonder if like he spent a good amount of time actually just kind of running back and forth on this one. Yeah, I don't think a mount's gonna help you much because it's not far enough that it's worth like climbing onto your mount and constantly running back and forth with it. The experience gain is not too bad though, honestly. I was like down here at the start. We've been going for like what, an hour, and I've gotten almost half a level? Say a third of a level maybe? In an hour and a bit? Yeah. That's honestly a pretty solid gain. Considering I'm going to level 60 right now. I think doubloons wise, I will still focus on the sailing for sure. And I think experience wise, this would still be worthwhile. I'd probably focus on sailing for doubloons. And then when I'm closer to my doubloons goal, and I'm more interested in just like gaining some other experience besides my sailing experience, then maybe I would do this more. Maybe taking this at least to get level 60 would be nice, though. I would definitely rather do this than collect thousands of flowers. That's fair. Yeah, the ink for upgrading all those journals. There's definitely a nice supply of tier 4 journals as well. I think the biggest problem Scholar has is that everything Scholar gathers has tiny health pool. Right? Like everything relevant to Scholar just has a really tiny health pool. So you can never kind of AFK gather, especially the tier 4 fish oils. God damn. If anyone complains about not having enough tier 4 fish oil after this event, I don't know what to tell you, man. I think even our tiny group of like 6 active like players has already got enough fish oil for and if we don't already, we'll probably end up with enough fish oil for the rest of early access. I packaged the oil that I saw in the house. Yeah, I packaged a bunch of them, but I didn't get all of them up. Fish oil and fertilizer. True. True. Give me my stuff. Give me my scrolls. How many of these scrolls would you trade for a map or map fragments? That's a good question. A map is worth like what? 270 doubloons on average? Right? 10 fragments. So one fragment would be worth like, let's say 27 doubloons. So then I'd say it's worth maybe like 3 to 4 of the study scrolls. If we're just going on raw doubloon value. Yeah, like 3 or 4 scrolls for a map fragment. So then 30 to 40 for a full map. Let's say 35 for a full map would probably even out fairly average. Right? 30 would give us 240. Another 5 would put us on 280. Yeah. So 35 probably for a map. Corn getting asked to jump into a pot. Oh no. Who's trying to pot our corn? Hi, Red. Hello, lovely. Thank you for the hug, Bean. How is Red doing? Are you having a good day, cutie? Debating setting up my stall to trade map fragments for some scrolls would make my goal more attainable. Yeah? Could try that. That would work. The cracker's giving me a high school backpack flashback. Damn, Hoyd. Oh yeah, Star, congrats. I saw you got your compass up to Mythic. Good job. I still haven't decided which one to Mythic yet. Or if I'm just... I think I'm going to carry on pushing all of them to Legendary first. But yeah, I think that would be decent, Zeph. If you do, like, 35 for a map, I think that would be pretty equal. You could always ask around, like, with the people that are currently there gathering with you in Region 3 what they think. Yeah, if you have like a roughly equivalent map to... The other option would of course be doubloons. Oh, the Immortals. The Immortals, faced with extinction, refused to simply lay down and let it happen. They chose to go all in on the life-extending power of Hexite in an attempt to persist. Their unending hunger drove them to unspeakable lengths. Ooh. Which one was that? I think that one gave me strength. Yeah. Because I was on 35 before. So it gave 8 strength. Okay. Not bad. Immortals is definitely strength. So this one was crafting speed, because I'm still got 100 teleport energy. So the Storm Seekers are the teleport energy one. Right, I've got more around. But in time we'll see. Yep, set sail with Zozo yesterday. We got the last of the doubloons to make the mythic. Next one will be the book. Hell yeah. Yeah, you're gonna go for mythics first? I'm still debating whether I want to get everything legendary first. Or if I first want to get some mythics. I was not well prepared. We're all human. Everyone. I keep grabbing one too few. I'm so dumb. There we go. Yes, we do. But then... Just realized my goal is unrealistic without using the store. I'd need 16.6k scrolls per day to make my goal on my own. Yeah. Yeah, I need to see how many trinkets need to get to legendary. Yeah. I've been like debating on it when it comes to like... Because like, for example, with the combat trinkets, I don't think I'm gonna need both of them. Right? I think it's either strength or cooldown, but at the same time, who knows, maybe later on I end up swapping weapons and I'm like, oh, actually the cooldown would be so much better. Right? Yeah, need to see. I think I have enough to upgrade like 2 to legendary right now again. That'll get me almost all of them up. Plundering R9 of their natural resources, I went the wrong way to find the swamp. So Clipper's taking a bit longer than I hoped. Oh no. Oh no, Day. Tilly Bean. But you're finally gonna have it. You're gonna be able to go sailing speedy across the seas. I need to at some point split some time off to go upgrade my Clipper to Clipper 2. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to just keep sailing and gathering more. But then I know if I upgrade to Clipper 2, I'll be able to gather it faster. So eternal struggle is what it is right now. 108 strength, yeah. Yeah, I have that one up. I'm debating whether or not to get the other one up though as well. Because you've also got the combat cooldown trinket. Also, the lack of meows and region chat is draining me of my strength. Understandable. Yeah, it's still this one, even now that that card's gone. I wonder what's blocking the pathing. May I? Everyone is on holiday, meow. Nah, there's still plenty of meowers around. They're just not in Region 9. It was the same problem I had when I went to Region 19. I meowed in Region chat, not a single person even responded. They didn't even react to it. It was so sad. See, at least in Region 15, sometimes someone will go absolutely crazy when you meow in chat. And get completely unrealistically angry about it. Sorry, unreasonably angry about it. Region 8. Oh, yeah, I know Region 8 has a few meow. Zozo's there. But 9 and 19 have none, and it's so sad. Wonder if it blocks all pathing. No, it's only from the chest back to you that blocks. Interesting. So it's not a pathing issue. Or it's not like a general issue. It's specifically tied to this chest and this and the bench. Interesting. Yeah, because when I click on these, it's completely fine. I wonder what could be causing that then. It's so that's such a weirdly specific.
Mayu.
Mayu. Yeah, I guess so. Is that what you meant to say? Mayu? The fuck was that? It was a Mayu. Mayu. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Meow.
Meow. Much better. Maybe if we had a Germanic TTS, it would have read the meow correctly, Gitzo. Because that would have made more sense. But to be fair, the English don't like putting that many vowels back to back. It makes them thoroughly uncomfortable. The German version, yeah. The Dutch version, too. We have the same meows. But that's because we have AU as ow as a sound. Whereas in English... I'm trying to think of an English word that has A and U back to back in it. And how that sounds. I actually don't know. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, thank you. So they would have it be a meow. 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 Thank you, Zeph. Don't. Oh. Yeah, so whereas the Dutch and German AU is ow, the English is o. To be fair, that's still like the TTS that either, and God only knows what the TTS was. There we go. OBS has not been having a good time recently. We back. We back. The ow. Yep, the AU got me. I got owed. I think I'm actually not sure what it is, but I think at least something is dying, and it's probably OBS. I'm not entirely sure why OBS is dying, but it has been crashing a lot recently. And I'm not sure why. Updates? Maybe. And I think there's only been like one update though. Wasn't there? Like one update of like stable, because I specifically don't have it on the beta branch. It demands beta cubes. OBS wishes to be fed. It desires a feeding. A feeding of cubes. And none of the people that showed up that won on Sunday, because we did some burn, like the ones that I gave away on Sunday at the end of stream, we didn't re-roll if people weren't there, because on Sunday OBS crashed as well. OBS has crashed almost every day actually. GPU or CPU drivers could also be fucky. I don't auto update my drivers for GPU or CPU for that exact reason. I always wait for them to be like confirmed stable, and I always wait like a month or two to make sure that like any issues can be talked about or have been noticed and pointed out before I update. Because I see way too often, like for example, how like the recent NVIDIA drivers, thankfully I'm not on NVIDIA anyway, so that's not a problem for me. But like the recent NVIDIA drivers have been like killing people's ability to play Bitcraft, for example, and just a lot of games. So like reversing back to like last November's drivers or something is what you're supposed to do to make a lot of your games playable again. Maybe they fixed it since then, but that was like a month or two ago, I remember. Yeah, it's specifically an OBS thing. There's two options really that it could be. Either it's OBS that's like shitting itself and dying, or it's my graphics card that's starting to shit itself and die. Either one is honestly quite feasible, because my graphics card is also well over a decade old at this point. Like, he was pretty good when he came out, but the age is definitely starting to show. As long as he can survive long enough until I have money to get a replacement, I'll be happy though. Will take a while though because GPUs are expensive.
Time comes for us all.
But it of course. We're all old. Okay. What? You'd notice the GPU ping fragments on the screen, for example. Oh, so that's what those are. No. No, I know my GPU is starting to die a little bit because it has crashed more than once. Only when I'm playing really graphically intensive games that kind of push it to its limit. But I've been noticing that that limit gets reached more easily now than it used to. So there's definitely some fuckery happening with the graphics card. To be fair, also now it's gonna hit its limit sooner because it overheats more quickly with the summer heat here. It just can't cool down as well as it can normally in the winter. Or when my air conditioner's on. I also need to get a new power supply. Because, like, my current power supply is basically at its limits, too. So, my next PC upgrade is going to be another expensive one, because I need to swap out the power supply and get a new GPU. On the bright side, I did my CPU cooling, RAM, motherboard, all of that stuff last time. So that stuff will be good to go for a while still. But it's gonna take me a while to save up enough money to do the GPU and power supply. Why is gaming so expensive, man? It's kind of funny how gaming has become such a, like, premium hobby, though. Right? Like, PCs were always kind of an expensive hobby, but now gaming in all forms has become, like, so expensive. Because, like, even console gaming, which used to be the cheaper alternative if you couldn't, you know, afford to get a good, big, fancy PC and upgrade it regularly, consoles are stupidly expensive now. The games, regardless of where you go, are just stupidly expensive. And then not to mention all the ones that come with, like, peripherals or subscriptions or anything like that. Gaming has become such a, like, premium hobby for rich people. It's kind of sad, actually. How it went from something that used to be so accessible. Oh, the Starseekers! There's our lost knowledge. The Starseekers, believing this planet was doomed, sought ways to use Hexite energy to escape it. As war over the supply of Hexite fell upon them, their research turned back towards tools of destruction, as the stars fell out of their reach. Hey, 2 teleport energy gained. Hi, Rocket. How is the little bobcat doing today? I keep meaning to build my own computer. Built one for my dad and my brother. Then COVID, crypto, and now AI. Oh, Bean. Yeah. The craziest thing with the AI, like, I don't know if everyone else saw that, but, like, there's, like, a lawsuit now against... I keep forgetting, it's NVIDIA and Corsair? Two of, I think it was those two, yeah. Two of the big RAM companies. I did talk about this on stream, didn't I? Where they, like, artificially reduced the supply by not producing different types of RAM than the ones that were needed for, like, the AI data centers just to make it all more expensive. It's kind of crazy. I'm glad that there's actually, like, at least some kind of, hopefully some kind of recompense coming from that. But it's wild how just, like, those two companies can basically cause... This is why monopolies are such a bad thing. Just those two companies deciding, hey, let's not produce this item so that we can make everything more expensive and make more money. And they can just do that. It's kind of crazy. Gotta lurk, but enjoy bidding and crafting. Okie dokie, Rocket. Thank you for hanging out, Bean. Appreciate your look. Take care, lovely. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. And the posture check. Alright, chat. There's an ad break coming in. So take your time now. Again. Take your time now to self-care. Drink your water. Stretch your muscles. I think it's SK Hynix and Micron Technology this time being sued for colluding to price fix. I haven't heard about that one. I know NVIDIA had one on them. But NVIDIA's one was like... I don't think it was specifically price fixing. Because they were intentionally reducing supply to increase demand. To increase price. Like, they stopped supplying different types of RAM so that everyone would need the same type, which increased the overall price. Yeah, it is price fixing with extra steps, but because of those extra steps, it's not technically price fixing, and so I'm pretty sure that they are sued for something else. I believe their lawsuit... is... I don't think it was for price fixing, at least. I'm pretty sure it was for something else, and I thought it was even more, like, they had, like, a much heftier potential, like, fine coming as a result. Could be wrong, though. Alright, big stretch. There we go. Thank you for the stretch star. Garcia et al. Versus Samsung Electronics Co. et al. Is the lawsuit I could find. Could be. Honestly, I don't remember now the exact details, but I remember we talked about it on stream earlier in the week. And someone else mentioned it as well, that I believe it was Nvidia and Corsair in that one. I'd have to look for the details again. But I remember because I saw a news article about it. Then I started talking about it on stream earlier in the week, and then someone else also kind of reconfirmed it. I'd have to see if I can find the original thing again. But yeah, the gist of it was because there's multiple different types of RAM, right, that you can use. Depending on what you're trying to make. And you don't necessarily have to use the same. Well, it's expensive either way. Well, that's the thing though. So the reason it's expensive is because the demand would originally be kind of distributed over 3 to 4 different types of RAM that were all being produced in equivalent quantities. However, they then basically took away all those different types, funneling all the demand into a single type of RAM, which is, what we need for our computers, as well as what they need for their AI data centers, and basically now everything else. And because of them funneling it all into that one type, the price rose exponentially. And what their investigation found was that, one, if they hadn't done that and took away those different those different types of RAM, the price would not have expanded nearly as much as it did. But two, they were actually able to find an evidence to prove that they did this intentionally to help increase the price. And that's the big one with especially with a lot of law and lawsuits and stuff like that, is intention, right? Finding evidence that can actually prove that someone wasn't just being dumb, but was actually intentionally trying to do something malicious. That's usually the hardest step in any kind of investigation. And so them having found enough evidence that they could reasonably believe to prove it was intentional. Intentional enough, at least. Or at least have enough evidence about it being intentional that they could bring out a lawsuit for it. Is pretty big. We got 420. Oh. I did. Here. Here. I will say the one thing that I do kind of miss with the Isles, I'm glad that they're testing out all of these active gameplay loops for the Isles. But I will say, I do miss that there aren't really any passive loops. Outside of the ocean, like outside of the fishing, it would be nice if there were more options. Like if there was like one or two other loops that were AFKable, I guess. And not just the fishing loop. Because sometimes you do just want to be able to like walk away for 15, 20 minutes. And still feel like your character is being productive. I mean, I guess like at least with the sailing, you kind of got like the processing all of the boxes and stuff. Like when you come back from a sailing trip. This is probably what I'm gonna have my character do tonight. After stream when I'm getting ready for bedsies. Speaking of, do you think I'm gonna wrap it up in a bit? Because your boy's feeling eepy. I'm feeling the eepums coming for me. I'm generally feeling tired a lot earlier now because my sleeping schedule has kind of returned back to a more normal schedule. Mostly. I still stay up decently late, but like, I also now still wake up relatively early in comparison to what I used to, at least. Instead of having the degenerate sleeping schedule of like going to sleep at 5 a.m. and waking up afternoon, I now at least generally wake up in the late morning and go to bed at like maybe like 2 a.m. That's a pretty big improvement, I'd say. It's always weird because like generally at night I feel the most mentally available, I guess is the easiest way. Like I feel like my brain is more online after the sun goes down. I'm just more of like a night owl. Well, 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 will you look who it is? Hey, Feather! Feather! I got news for you. You won on Sunday. So you gotta get Bitcraft now. Prove it. I got the VOD. Normally I would have re-rolled because you weren't there, but the stream crashed near the end, so I decided to not re-roll because a bunch of people probably were there weren't able to hear because of the stream having crashed just at the end. So yeah, you won. You won a beta cube. Which means you're gonna have to now play Bitcraft so that you can have a fancy shining cube following you all over the place. I hope you enjoy. In fact, I'll go whisper you your code in a minute. Ban them. Oh no, Red. Not the 16%. It's rough. That's rough, buddy. Tell me why silent movies make me. Sen Feather wants me banned for the gay percentage. I get it. It's okay, Red. As long as you don't go sub 50 tomorrow, you'll be able to maintain not being banned, you know? People sad. Oh. Uncharted Monument. Imagine if they ever add, like, a knowledge you could find that would give you, like, +1 to, like, a specific profession's tool power. That would, like, fucking... The economy would blow up for that. Imagine if the knowledge you could find here was something like that. God damn. The 0.1% gathering speed is something. It doesn't show up in any of your stats, but it's something. I think maybe a slightly higher amount would be a bit more noticeable, but I guess if they end up giving us more of those in the future. Gonna head off to get ready for bed. Good night, cutie. Good night, Ruby. Thank you for hanging out, lovely. Sweet dreams. No Eeps? No Eeps, no stream tomorrow? That's true. If Ruby doesn't get to sleep, Red... then you don't get a stream. Being checked up will never stop catching me off guard. Being cheeked up? Hey, wait, what? Hold on a second. Excuse me. Don't go staring at Ruby's Poku dead cheeks. Squeeze me. Look at the emote. I am. Were you out here staring at Ruby's Poco dead cheeks? Poku dead? Poku dead? Poco dead? I don't know what it is. Poku dead? Poku dead. I'll be out here staring at the cheeks like that. Listen. It's just natural anatomy. Does your booty not do that when you're lying face down on the ground? Kinda sad. But staring at the... Exactly. Exactly. You gotta be respectful. Huh? If you're gonna stare, at least stare respectfully. Maybe. Run into myself again. Dangerous looking disrespectfully. No. Danger would never. They is a parent. They have a family to care for. And with that chaos and confusion, good night! And the ruby disappears. Good night, Ruby. Sweet dreams, Bean. Artist acquired. Oh no. Feather, let Ruby sleep. Feather, if you don't let Ruby go to sleep, I'm gonna start complimenting you. Now, I know for some people that might not sound as much of a threat, but for Feather, that is a genuine threat. Apparently, people want me to be nocturnal. People just want to spend every waking moment with you. That's just how it is. I understand. I would too. By the way, that's deadass how I introduced myself to a client. Hold on. Oh god. Hello, I'm your resident artist dealer. I have varied artists stored in a trench coat, and I even occasionally bring them out for walking and enrichment. See, I grow free range artists. Thank you very much. Mine don't stay locked in a trench coat. We have free range artists in this community. They get to go outside and graze. And hide under trees while doodling on their iPads. Done curls up with iPad pen. Oh no, Ruby! You're not helping here. What pockets? I know. I know you like pockets. What am I gonna do with you? Not a joke, I can screenshot the chat. I don't think anybody here does not believe you, Feather. Respectfully, I feel like if I had seen that story, I would have assumed, like, without the context of it being you, I would have assumed it was you. Just based on the message itself. Like, if I saw a screenshot of that chat with the people, like, the names blacked out, I would have been like, yeah, that's Feather. I'm thinking the weapons merchant from Resident Evil 4. I'm imagining you in a trench coat and mask holding it up and saying, what are you buying? Only there's no RPG and it's artists. What are you buying? You selling? Damn. Trust the white guy to be selling people again, man. Can't believe this. Be more like, who are you buying? Oh dear. I don't think Feather's allowed to say that anymore. Also, Senator, I did something new out of my comfort zone. Oh? Do tell, do tell. Just noticed the apostrophe did some heavy lifting. Ah! Oh god. Yep. Yep. That's a pretty powerful apostrophe you got over there. Kind of changes the entire meaning. Fuck you. When and where? Yeah, I tried doing a collab with people I'd never met before. You're crazy. Played Peak with a bunch of randoms from an Aussie VTuber group. Oh, that sounds fun though. How was it? I actually didn't think about that. Uh. Trust the European to be making comments about selling people again. Oh, 1 second. There's a cat at the door. Can't believe it. All right. Ruby, go eat, but you didn't. Can't even send a full message. You didn't want me to go eat. That's true, Red. This is the consequences of your own actions now. You've denied Ruby sleeping, and now Ruby's not sleeping anymore. Look what you've done. Look what you've done, chat. This poor innocent pair of shoes is unable to sleep because of you. Joy of being the one white boy surrounded by a lot of African and Native Americans. I have to be very careful else they jump my ass. To be fair, who wouldn't want to jump your ass? It's honestly a good collab though. Unsurprisingly got along so well with. I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. You're Aussies. I feel like I've seen many Aussie. I've watched quite a few Aussie streamers, especially like Aussie VTubers, and like you're all kind of the same, like in a good way. You're all just like chill, good vibes. Who did you collab with, if you don't mind me asking? I used to watch quite a few Aussie streamers. I'm curious if I've seen any of them. One of them posted some clips of the stream. I'll be right back a minute, but I may offer you a clip as a snacky wacky. Yum 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 yum. I will devour it entirely. Swallow it whole.
I swear on my recently grown tits that I did not mean it in a bad way. I was thinking about that at all. Sorry about that.
You're so good, Gitso. Don't worry, Bean. Don't worry, lovely. You're completely okay. I don't think anybody here got the interpretation that you meant anything negative about that. At all. Also, I swear on my recently grown tits is possibly the best thing I've ever heard in my life. 10 out of 10, no notes. I'm gonna sneak out the back and slip into various pockets. Good night, I promise I'm going now. Good night, Ruby. Sweet dreams, lovely. Take care, boy. Better be ready for art stream tomorrow. Just funny that even out here, I'm not free of knowledge that my mate Swiss would 100% just be leaning in going, you selling me? You? I can already hear it in Swiss's voice, too. I'd try and replicate it, but I cannot replicate that smooth timbre of his voice. I'm actually quite jealous of it. Swiss has a really nice voice. Very soothing. Don't forget the douche. You're feeling a bit bad about it? No, you're fine, Bean. Do not, it's just for laughs. Exactly. Intent is a very big part of whether or not a comment can come across as offensive or a joke can come across as offensive. And I can tell you now that I don't think a single person here thought there was any negative intent behind what you said. So don't worry about it. You're so good. Alright, I'm sending food into your DMs. I don't know if you want to watch them after stream, but at least for covering ass, you're allowed to play on stream. I'm unmuted, so I'm hearing Sin. You've just been ignoring me this whole time. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Actually, I can't believe it. That there's an ass like that. I said I was gonna go get clips to it. Now he's attacking me. I can't believe this. It's never ending. You never heard all the stuff that I said about you then. Rip. Rip, rip. Means you can't use it against me at least. I'm safe. Alright, let me go. I will probably watch them after stream. I can at least take a look. That's a lot of people. Are there 8 of you together in total? That's so many people. Or did you have like the mod to let you have more people play together? I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be able to have 8, yeah. What did I not hear? Fess up. No. I'm not telling you. 8 to start, 9 at the end. Damn, that's so many people. That would, I think, be too much for me, honestly. Would just be too many people, I think. Especially if I don't know them. Like 2 or 3 people that you don't know, I could maybe handle. A whole group of like 8 people, though. Want it to be a lot more streamer friendly, so disconnect, reconnect, push to mute, able to pick people up if they AFK, etc. AFK. Fair. Thing is, because we use prox chat, it often split into groups of 2 to 4. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Like, to that extent, I could definitely see it work. I don't think it's necessary. Like, I'm not saying it would be a bad thing. It's just, I think for me personally, it would be a bit too much. To have that many people I don't know. If I had, like, if it was a group of, like, if it was 8 people and I knew half of them, it would be a different story. I don't do large games like that unless it's distinctly turn-based. Talking like a game show or prox chat for that. That's fair. Yeah. I think the problem that I have with large groups and collabs is, or at least the reason why I don't usually go, like, lean towards those is because they very quickly become cliquey. You know? Like, it's very quick that like 2 or 3 people will form their little clique and then another small group will form their little clique, and it kind of, as a result, there's not a whole lot of like interaction outside of the cliques. If everyone already knows each other beforehand, I think it's a different situation altogether. But especially if it's like groups of people that don't really know each other. Or they only know like one other person. Yeah. Not that it would always be like that, but yeah. I also generally don't like to like co-stream with people I don't know. Because I want to know that there's at least like a chemistry there. right? Like, if my streaming style and your streaming style just really don't match up with each other at all, then I'd want to know that beforehand and not learn that, like, during a collab stream. But that's just, like, my personal preference when it comes to it. That's why, like, whenever someone wants to, like, collab, I'll always be like, hey, do you want to, like, I don't know, hang out and play a game off stream first? Just to see how the vibes are. Bet me, let's hang out. I mean, you already passed the vibe check, but sure. I'm always down to hang out. What do you mean? What do you mean? We only have the downside that we live in such distinctly different time zones. And I think when you're not streaming, I'm streaming. And when I'm not streaming, you're streaming. Or we're sleeping. But other than that, if we can get around that situation, I'd 100% be down, dude. Heck. You're a vibe. I think with that, wait. Sure, I think luckily it's not been the case with my group of like 10 streamer mates. Oh yeah, no, but like you've got a group of people that already like hang out with each other and know each other, so that's already different, right? If each individual knows each other already, right? I've done bigger group collabs, but I've always done them with groups of people where either if I'm hosting it, I already know everybody that's involved in the group, and I've specifically selected the group knowing that these are people that I'm like 90% sure will be able to vibe with each other well. To bring one more over. I think with that 8-man tour, it was very much people who didn't know each other. So I think the Aussie culture definitely helped. That's fair. I'm perfect for that. Want to collab? I just let my selective mutism kick in. Oh. Cause like that's my thing, right? Is like I know a number of people that there are a number of streamers and like friends that I have on Twitch, or at least people that I vibe with on that I know. That I enjoy hanging out in their streams. Sometimes they hang out here. But I would not stream together with them. Not because I dislike them. Again, I specifically hang out in their streams because I vibe with them. But because our styles and like vibes don't really match each other. And then you kind of end up with a situation where one of the two just feels uncomfortable, and I don't want the person that I'm streaming with to feel uncomfortable. Like, I remember in the past, for example, I had a friend who was a much calmer streamer than me. Like, very chill vibes kind of streamer. And then when we would stream together, obviously I'm a bit more chaotic. And especially with you guys, we can get kind of silly and chaotic. And then this friend would kind of just retreat into their shell as a result. And not in just, I'll be more quiet, but like, you could tell that they, like, or at least I could tell that they felt uncomfortable. But then at the same time, they didn't want to point it out because they didn't want to make, I don't know, I think they like didn't want to like disappoint, I guess, as a result of like having their boundary or like pointing out that they weren't feeling comfortable. So like I always kind of want to avoid something like that happening. So that's why I always want to get to know someone first before streaming together with them. Yeah. Anyhow, I do think that we're gonna wrap up the stream here. Because it's been about 3 and 3/4 hours. I don't want to hit the 4-hour mark because I want to end stream before the next ad break erupts in, and it's already 12:30, so... I was just joking. The collab thing was a joke. Didn't stream in 3 years. No, you're good, Bean. Good. Can you wrap me up? Huh? Huh? Have a good night. Thanks for stream. No, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Stream more, you know you want to. There's a part of me that wants to, but Feather, if I stream more tonight, like if I stay up late tonight, then I'm gonna be really tired tomorrow, and then I might not have the energy to do art stream. So, would you prefer me semi-quietly sitting here and clicking, or would you prefer an art stream? Art stream for 12 hours tomorrow, let's go! Also can't do that because we're going to be raiding out to a friend to go join them for their celebration afterward. I'm going to be joining a friendo for their affiliate anniversary. I get these last few seconds of items, and then we're gonna wrap up and go. You can just moan. What? Thank you for the stretch, Gitso. No. I bumped my elbow, but like the corner of my the gap of my elbow against the corner of my desk. Oh yeah, no, I'm completely fine. But it's the the exact gap where you hit your the nerve and it sends like a tingle up your arm. Yeah, I did that. Right in the junction of my radius ulna and humerus. And it was not humerus at all. I'm very upset, actually. Don't hit our ears, you're fine. I am fine, oh my lord. I think Sen suffers from the dumb. You think? You've known me this long and you only think? Heather. If you look up the diagnosis for the dumb, you'll quite literally just see a picture of me as a reference image. I created the diagnosis material. Whacked your weenus. Mm-hmm. I love how everyone had, like, everywhere in the world, people have different names for that. We used to always call it the funny bone. Because, you know, it's on the end of your humerus. I hate it too, don't worry. Okay. These have all wrapped up. We did, honestly, 4,000-ish doubloons here over the course of like 2.5 hours is actually not that bad. This loop is pretty good. I think maybe a slight buff to these would be nice. Maybe 10 doubloons each, but yeah. Still not on par with the boats, though. Okay. I'm gonna go look for somebody to raid. And while I do that, I want to make sure that all of you beings know that whether you were here for a minute, whether you're here for the whole stream, whether you're lurking, chatting, or anything in between, you are appreciated. You are loved. Yeah. Let's see, who can we raid? Ideally, let's look who's all streaming Bitcraft right now. Quite a few people, actually. Is Tony still live? See Tony here. No, wait. Off stream. Offline. Yes, Tony stopped streaming. It looks like. Yeah. Okay. Who else? Who else is online? There's Heretic. You know what? I think it's been a hot minute. We've rated Heretic in the last 30 days. Who else? Ooh, you know what? Let's go raid our neighbors. A member of the Squirrel Kingdom, the neighbors who we share our isle with, is currently live. So we're gonna go raid Eagle. Bop. Give him just a friendly hello. And pop that in right there. And we're gonna hit him with a little... Oh. We're gonna hit him with a little meowdy neighbor. If you do not have access to my emotes, then option 1 for 80 meowdy in the channel point section right underneath the chat. You can unlock a static emote of your choosing for the next 24 hours while on Twitch. If you do not want to do that or cannot do that, you can also swap it out for Twitch's very own Cool Cat emote. Or another emote of your choosing that you think matches with the vibe of the raid. But yeah. Either way, thank you, Beans, for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all vibing here. It's been fun looking at the new update stuff. I hope to check out some of the other things that came in the batch notes, probably in like Sunday or something. But yeah. Take care, lovelies. We'll be back tomorrow for an art stream. And yeah. I appreciate you. Okay. Love yous. Bye-bye.